Joining me now is Arizona Congressman Andy Biggs. He's a member of the House Judiciary Committee and the Freedom Caucus. Sir, thank you for joining us. This is a really frightening story. I mean, when you talk about Russians breaching the nuclear, aviation, the water systems, obviously critical infrastructure, a lot of damage has been done. Does this action go far enough?
Well, these are very serious things that the Russians have done. And you're right, the critical infrastructure of everything that basically most Americans' lives revolve around. We have to respond. If Russia had done this through some kind of hard means and physical means, we'd be asking for a different kind of response. But here, because it's digital, we don't seem to see it so much because we were able to thwart most of it. We don't seem to see it so much. These sanctions are critical. We have to find the individuals, find the groups within actually the Russian government, address those sanctions, sanction those people directly, and Congress has given that authority. It's a necessary first step. It has to be aggressive.
Some say it's not aggressive enough, including Senator Mark Warner. Here's what he had to say.
First of all, this is long overdue. The administration missed its deadline, and that was very disappointing. Continues to concern me is while you have the administration act, there still seems to be a great reluctance for the president himself to call out Russia as a bad actor.
Do you think that's true? Do you think the president is reluctant? It did take him a little while, and, you know, perhaps this was a response to the nerve agent being used in the UK.
Well, I don't think he waited too long. I mean, the authority was given by Congress last year. There were deadlines in there, but he has to meet deadlines. But I think he was also looking, what a lot of us wanted to see was evidence. And now we see the evidence, it's there. And now we have to respond aggressively. I think the sanctions are a way to go. I think that we have to project power with Russia. We have to engage in harsher terms of diplomacy. But I mean, you have to be bellicose in a way that you don't spur an acceleration or an escalation of this type of conduct, but you have to show American resolve. And I think the president is taking the right measured resolve here. And we're going to have to do more, quite frankly, in the way of sanctions against Russia.
But if you contrast, you know, the way that he's responded to North Korea and the way he's responded to Russia, I mean, obviously there are different things that you're trying to prevent there, but it is, you know, two different leaders, you know, where somebody said basically what you just said, that you don't want to respond too strong where you escalate the situation. That's what people said to the president about North Korea. He went in very harsh anyway, and it seems like in that situation, it's working, but he's taken such a different approach here. Do you think that's appropriate?
Yeah, I think it's appropriate. You have two different situations here, but you have two very different political leaders. You have Kim Jong-un, who is trying to accomplish something very different than I think that Mr. Putin's trying to do. So I think that the president has to take different responses, but there's no doubt we have to be very strong, and the president has to show real resolve against Russia in this particular circumstance. And I also think that you're right. We need more evidence with regard to the use of the gas poison on these folks in England. But this is really serious, and we have to step up the pressure on Russia.
Real quick before you go, I know that you have been very outspoken about wanting Veteran Affairs Secretary Shulkin to resign. Why is that?
I just think that he has not demonstrated the leadership for the culture change we need. We're seeing the same problems, and remember, my own VA was Phoenix, the very epicenter of the crisis. Things have too slowly proceeded to make them better. Yeah. The other problem I would say is I can't get anything done. We have two people that's what they do. They do nothing but veterans casework. And I have to intervene many times because we're not getting the action at the local level or even with the secretary's level.
Congressman, thanks for coming on today. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.